for tuning into this Sunday afternoon 2K Sports edition of the NBA. A quick check now of the starting five for both teams. First for the Celtics. And for the Lakers.
In many ways, the Lakers had what would be called the nightmare season in 12-13. Despite that, they protected Staples. Playing in front of the Hollywood Stars has always been an energy boost for the Lakers, and they made the most of it even though they struggled away from home.
It'll be the Celtics off the tip.
Come get it.
Pass to Blackshear. Here's Waters. With nobody on him, he buries the jumper. And Clark, as you said, with the Lakers, very good at home last season in what would be one of their very few bright spots on the year. They go 29-12 in Staples Center, which Steve put them in the top third of the league for home wins.
Well, Kevin, when you come into Staples as a visitor for a Lakers game, there really is a kind of a different feel. I mean, if you're the opponent, you look up at all those banners, you look over at all the celebrities on the side, you know, that theater lighting. It's a pretty cool spot, and teams sometimes, I think, can kind of get carried away.
That free throw, no good.
You know, it's always strange to see how a team will react when they lose one of their biggest stars. Last season, the Celtics were thought to be dead in the water when Rondo tore his ACL, but they actually rallied and went on the winning streak after the injury.
And he's good on the second. Well, Clark, as you said, with Rondo and the Celtics, they would go on to win the next 7 right after his injury, and overall, Steve played better than expected the rest of the way.
Sometimes that's the way these things go, Kevin. A star player goes down, everybody else kind of steps up, and instead of feeling sorry for themselves, they use it as a rallying cry. And all those role players for Boston really picked up the extra slack, and I thought they made a great push to end that season after the Rondo injury.
They get the rebound, number 99, and the layup's good off the glass.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Kevin, here's what the Celtics head coach had to say when we spoke just a few minutes ago. He told me he looks forward to games like this, saying this is a team we're facing that really knows how to play and how to execute their offense. And certainly at our best, we can do the same thing. So for an old school guy like myself, it really makes the game enjoyable. It becomes a mental challenge as much as a physical one. A great point, guys. Back to you.
All right, Doris, thanks. Well, guys, it really makes sense to have their defense poised to deal with the great shooters on the floor tonight.
And they really are great, Kevin. I mean, they pose some matchup nightmares over there.
Which is exactly why the coach harped on that to his guys, fellas. I mean, they need to be ready to challenge every jump shot. These guys just shoot it too well.
Well, since the new CBA, the league has made the luxury tax much more punitive. But certainly the Lakers blessed with the financial wherewithal to be a tax-paying team. The problem is it can hurt your flexibility under the new rules just to make deals, and that's going to be the challenge for LA.
Beautiful feed off the bounce to his teammate there. Nicely done.
The pass to Blackshear. Off target with his 3. You talk about the huge fan base for the Lakers, Clark, one of the marquee franchises, certainly in the entire NBA.
I would even stretch that to all of sports, Kevin. The market and their finances clearly have helped them gain that stature, but you can't shortchange the organization, the people making the decisions. They've been a winner for a long time, and that's been the magic ingredient that's attracted fans, players, sponsors, the full package.
And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. There's a screen. Number 11 hits it from three-point range.
And he came off that screen. The defense just couldn't get over the top. Beautiful play.
Yep, and without a hand in his face, he's going to bury those.
Down low Here's Antetokounmpo. Hits the jumper. Antetokounmpo's got 9 points.
Great job to hit his teammate on that move, Kevin.
Passes to Blackshear. This one for 3. And the Celtics hit again from deep. Number 38. And it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. So at the end of one. Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And the Celtics, guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
And the key has been the second chance points. You look at this team, the hustle that they play with, very impressive in that first quarter.
Well, it's showing up on the scoreboard. I mean, you get second chance points like that, it can add to your totals and also demoralize your opponent.
Number 10. And that one falls coming off of Davis's feed.
Brought back the finger roll. That's a nice finesse move to pull off with the defense all over him. Not many teams, guys, in the East did very well against the West last season. And that in mind, you could call Boston's 14-16 record against the conference better than most.
And for the Celtics against the West, even in the shortened season, they were having a lot of trouble with some of the bigger lineups, Steve, more of the up-tempo teams out west.
Well, the Celtics were old and a little bit small, too. Kevin Garnett played center last year, so they played a lot of small lineups. And when you're small and you're old, sometimes, that's going to cost you, particularly on the road.
Lakers ended up 17-13 against Eastern Conference teams last year, but that wasn't really a dominating effort. Certainly not what you would expect from a playoff team.
Blocked. Here's Roberson. Out to Smith. Fires the 3. And it's good. Smith's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
No matter who it is, that kind of defense is not going to cut it.
Well, and to make the playoffs in the West, you do need to have a record similar to that of the Lakers against the East. Steve, no team that made the postseason in the West had a record below 500. So the Lakers took care of what they needed to.
Well, what's odd, Kevin, is that in the shortened season before, when the Lakers were the cream of the Pacific Division and everything was going well, they only went 500 against the East. So, if they want to bounce back this season, they'll need to not give away games and make sure they keep their out-of-conference record better than 500.
And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Gentlemen, for Jared Sullinger, drafted to the Celtics last season, it was a great opportunity to learn from one of the best big men ever to play the game in Kevin Garnett. Sullinger said, "You're learning every day, and as you're seeing what he's seeing, the game slows down tremendously." Fortunately, Jared not the type to take criticism personally, saying, quote, "Because I had Sag Sullinger as a coach," he says, referring to his father James, who taught him the game. And guys, Garnett praised Sullinger's incredible IQ for the game and no-nonsense demeanor. He's fit right in with the Celtics.
Nice stuff, Doris. Thank you. And Stockton, here we go. Baseline try. Stockton can't get that one to fall. Celtics leading by 4. Brown kicks to Jeter. Number 10. He's covered by Stockton. Brown dishes to Jeter. Fires from deep. Busted. No good that time either.
I tell you what, you can shake your confidence missing wide open shots like that.
And they will get the basket here, folks, as they rule goaltending.
He almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
And you can hear the reaction of the fans to that call.
Well, it's obvious they did not like it, Steve.
29 seconds left to play in the first half. Stockton, he's covered by Brown. A shot by Stockton, no good. The Celtics have gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Pretty bad defense, letting the offense get right to the rim, but smart play to foul once he was there.
But you know it's going to happen, and they sent a message right there. Nothing easy inside.
And he can't get the first one. And the second free throw, good.
How about the job they're doing drawing contact and giving themselves opportunities for free points at the line?
My kind of basketball, Steve. No frills, straight ahead, physical play.
Lakers shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. First free throw is good. Both free throws good from Antetokounmpo. And he converts the layup. And so that's the end of the first half. Celtics lead
Now, presented by Sprint.
Welcome, I'm Damon Bruce.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Welcome back to Los Angeles and a bird's eye view from above the Staples Center.
You knew that at some point the window for the group of Celtics that had won a title was going to close. I mean, it was inevitable. But last year it seemed like they were going to go for one last hurrah as they added some depth and looked to reload for another run.
Doubled by Waters. Antetokounmpo passes to Jackson. Clock at 6. Antetokounmpo. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. And getting back to the Celtics and Rondo's injury, a lot of people expected them to start the rebuilding process. Ended up standing pat at the deadline, Steve. Even though there was, it seemed, a lot of interest.
You know, you want to give that group, KG and Pierce and Rondo, you want to give them another run. And they had their last hurrah. They didn't get it finished. And now you start the rebuilding project. So a lot of trades, a lot of movement over the summer. But I like the fact that they gave that club one more run.
Number 24. They get it back.
Looked to me like the defender didn't get squared up and get his feet set.
Good work by the officials. A nice call. That play can be tough to judge sometimes.
Pass to Waters. He passes to Blackshear. Goes up again. Rejected by Antetokounmpo.
Been a cold spell for them coming out of the half, missing their first 3 shots. A tough start.
Number 12. Comes up empty down low. Celtics leading by 5. Waters defended by Antetokounmpo. Number 11. And it's off from three-point range.
You know, sometimes rest can do more harm than good. It certainly looks that way for them. They've been cold coming out and have yet to find the bottom of the net.
Well, a coaching carousel for the Lakers last season. They made it only 5 games before firing Mike Brown. Then they decided to go in a new direction. And, boy, they went through 3 different head coaches before all was said and done. They never really were able to gain that consistency they were looking for.
And back to the Lakers' struggles last season. What do you think, Clark, were the main problems that, held them back from being the kind of title contender that they thought they were and a lot of people imagined they were?
Well, how much time do I have? 3 or 4 shot clocks worth? I mean, I think there were a number of issues, as you might expect. Injuries played a significant role, but I think there was discord over how they should play, really no true identity. They were a big team trying to be small, a team without a number of shooters trying to spread the floor, an older team trying to go up tempo, coaching change, and that transition.
Right, yes.
You had a lot of moving parts, and it made it very difficult for everybody, I think, and it showed in how the Lakers' season went.
That's a good assessment. So the Celtics called timeout. They're first. And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. From deep. That's good. He's got 6.
But you can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
Lakers trail by 5. And the pass to Antetokounmpo. A steal. Waters passes to Blackshear. Number 11 nails the wide-open jump shot. And the Celtics lead by 7. The Lakers shooting at 46%, making some buckets. 52 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. No good from Antetokounmpo. The Celtics have gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the third. Fires for 3. No luck.
Boy, I'm shocked he didn't make that one. He usually knocks that one down with ease.
Gets it to go.
Good job there, recognizing the mismatch and then just going straight up with the shot. He's got a major height advantage.
Celtics leading by 5. Passes it to Waters. 3-pointer. Shot's good. 5 points in the game.
That's pretty much been the norm for them, getting their points off assists and great ball movement.
Nice rhythm and flow for this team. Tremendous communication and alertness.
Here's Antetokounmpo. Waters passes to Blackshear. No good there. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. The fourth quarter just moments away now as we welcome you back. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Celtics?
You know, one of the big stories has been the 3-ball. It's been a key part of their offense throughout the game.
And they're getting the ball inside, which is what I like. High percentage shots down on the block and in the paint area.
Outside, Davis. And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. Number 99, defended by Antetokounmpo. Back to Davis. Celtics passing it around. The shot's good from Blackshear.
They are killing them with that 3-point shot here in the second half.
Well, the defense fully stretched out trying to stop that shot and still not able to get it done.
And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession. Celtics leading by 11. Davis with it. Guarded now by Jackson. Pass to Blackshear. Number 99. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. No good on that one. That one misses. The Lakers trail by 11. We've played just over 1 minute here in the fourth quarter.
That's a battle they haven't been winning today, guys. Their work on the glass has to improve.
And that's not the only thing that's gone against them.
Back to Davis. He passes to Blackshear. Number 11. Again, the miss by the Celtics. Lakers shooting at a decent 44% clip here. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. First free throw is good, and that brings them to within 10.
Some great free throw shooting so far in this second half.
I think they should keep trying to initiate contact and get back to the line until they start missing from there. But as it is, they're perfect so far, so keep it up.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They're in front by 9. 1:27 left in the fourth quarter. Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Kevin, the head coach for the Celtics, had some instruction for his guys during that break. It was clear what message he was trying to get across. He said, this lead isn't big enough that we're safe. Not by a long shot. I don't want us sitting back and milking the clock. Play to win. Show some aggression. Guys?
And that is good.
They have got to put a body on him, because otherwise, with his agility and athleticism, they're not going to be able to contain him on the offensive glass.
Timeout called the Lakers. They're trailing by 11. There's 1:17 left to play in the final quarter. Stockton's checked in for the Lakers. There's 1:17 left here in the fourth quarter. No good on the quick three.
Well, they've only got a slight edge in rebounding when you look at the numbers, but it certainly feels a lot bigger than it is.
Well, the score has a lot to do with that, Clark. Just based on that, you'd think the rebounding gap would be huge.
Blackshear. No good from outside.
And he continues to search for his rhythm. It's eluded him to this point.
Outside for Stockton. Puts up a three, and the basket good.
He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but the defense still needs to keep an eye on him.
Boston's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Back to Davis. Beyond the arc. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And that one's good. And the Celtics lead by 11.
Well, they've done a great job keeping the fans out of the game today, and the closer they get to the win, the quieter it gets.
Yeah, we call that the sweet sounds of silence. They're going to savor this win, as well they should. Every road win carries a little extra reward.
And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. They put on a show tonight, thoroughly controlling each end of the floor.
Hey, what more can you ask?
Well, that'll do it for us. For Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, Kevin Harlan saying so long. And as we end the game, we bring you our Jordan Player of the Game.